So Jamel Ironman Charlo defeats John Jackson by knockout in the eighth round, I believe, to win the vacant WBC Super Welterweight Championship. That was a pretty good fight. It was pretty much a chess match in terms of what went on in the ring up until that point. John Jackson was well ahead of my card. I had him 5-2. He was ahead through crisp punching, movement, and good defensive work. I felt like Jamel Charlo was very, very wild in the first 2 to 3 rounds, and even towards the end point, it was the fact that he was so wild and so aggressive that he actually landed that shot. But I think that the fight, kind of as it wore on, you could tell that if he landed a big shot, which he kept throwing, that Jackson was going to get hurt, and he was shook a few times, but he kept it, kept it on lock. The facial expressions, the body language didn't change too much, but you could kind of tell if you know your boxing that he was getting a bit shook from the shots that landed. Obviously, for those who don't know, John Jackson is the guy that Andy Lee iced in 2014 when Andy Lee was actually having a tough time with the guy. He was ahead on the cards, was John Jackson at the point, and Andy Lee managed to land a beautiful counter right and put him down in a very dramatic fashion. Pretty similar to what happened in this fight. John Jackson was well ahead, outboxing him. Clearly the more skillful fighter, in my opinion. Very, very slick fighter. I think he's extremely underrated, and he's been overlooked in the division. But I think his chin or his punch resistance is questionable, considering this is probably the second time he's been knocked out in his career. But it's no biggie. Boxing, any punch can end a fight, so full respect due to both men. I think Charlo is slightly overrated, if I'm honest with you, because people are saying that this is the better Charlo brother out of the two, and that is the wider opinion. But I felt like he didn't use his boxing skills in this fight. He was looking for the one big punch throughout the whole fight, and had he not landed that punch, that's a big problem, because if you just sit there, loading up on your punches, telegraphing your punches, and you're just going out there and doing that consistently, it's not necessarily going to, be able to, you're not necessarily going to find the opening every time you get into a fight. But he was trying to cut off the distance. He was chasing Jackson to try and make it into more of an inside close range fight. So full respect to both men. Now we have history made, only the second two twins in history to be world champions at the same time. This is on a card featuring obviously his brother Jamal Charlo versus Austin Trout for the IBF Super Welterweight title as well. So fair play. It was a vacant title, so I suppose people can say, he won the title and it's not a big deal, but he's a world champion, so full respect to Jamel Charlo. I do look forward to seeing him in the ring again, and I hope he's in against some top-class fighters moving forward. So, we'll definitely have some post-fights up for the next two fights as well on the card. This is a very good card, so I hope everyone tunes in. Thank you very much.